right, guys, welcome back. We are here with another podcast. As you know, the last episode we went over a recap of our NBA Finals predictions, and we have 3 new people that want to speak on behalf of the NBA Finals after watching Game 1. So before we get started with our recap of Game 1, let's give nicknames to our 3 new participants here on the role players. So we got the left-handed assassin. Left-handed assassin, give us your full name.
And my name is Cedric Gerard Prather.
So we call him the lefty. He's left-handed and he happens to play basketball, so we gave him nickname left-hand assassin. To his right, we have. Give us your name.
Reggie Reese.
I'm finna give him a name, but it's gonna be disrespectful. I'm finna call him Double R.
You're gonna ask him S-double-R.
You know the official
Reggie
spot
Reese.
that was hot pickles under his
So it'll be SWR. Is that fine?
What is
It's double R. Just ask him. Just call him double R.
Okay, double R. Excuse me, for Reggie Reese.
Oh.
Double R. Rough Riders. But anyway.
Should have said Reese's Cup.
And to the left, to the right of him, oh Lord.
No, Larry already got a nickname. I don't remember what it was.
No.
Somebody joggers.
Yeah, he's been in here before.
Oh yeah, that's right. Semi-joggers. But since it's the new podcast, that was your name on the practice squad. But now, since we're the role players,
I can't transfer over?
your name is Can't Get Right.
No.
He said I can't
Yes,
transfer over.
No.
It's it can't transfer over. It's Can't Get Right.
No, it's not Can't Get Right.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not Can't Get Right. It's,
We can call him. It's a lot of things we can call him. We can call him Hourglass.
Can we call him
Hourglass. Hourglass.
We can call him Hourglass. 'Cause
Hourglass.
everything he do is slow motion.
Yeah.
Thanks for that half-court jump shot.
Hourglass? It is.
That's fun. I don't even know rap name.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, so we're gonna go before you Hourglass, Double R, and Left-Handed Assassin, you guys wasn't here with us when we did our Game 1 prediction. So we'll start. We need your finals predictions. Hourglass, you go first. Who do you think is gonna win, and in what, in how many games?
I say the Cavaliers gonna win Game 6.
So Cavaliers in 6 games.
Yes.
Okay. Double R
Cavaliers in 5 games.
in 5
What?
games.
I'm going with Warriors. I guess all 6.
So Warriors in 6 games. All right.
You just said the Cavs gonna win the next 4 games.
That's what he said.
Just said
That's what he said.
Basically, just said that.
You said basically the same thing.
But you said the Warriors gonna win.
I said the Warriors gonna win in 5.
Yeah,
But you wanna know something? I gave Cleveland 1 game at the house.
you did.
So-
That's right.
At the crib.
At the crib,
At the
like
crib,
your
there it
favorite.
is. At the crib.
All right, so let's talk about Game 1. Nappy G, start us off. How was you feeling about Game 1?
I enjoyed that. All right, so everybody know I hate Steph Curry, hate Kevin Durant. Shout out Lil Boom. But you know, it pleased me to see what I saw last night. Just to know Kevin Durant finally gonna get a ring, because I'm so tired of hearing about Kevin Durant. Well, I'm not saying he's gonna get a ring. Kevin Durant's finally playing for a ring, basically.
Right.
Because I'm so tired of hearing about Kevin Durant's legacy. And is his legacy shattered? I just want to see what he can do with the Warriors, since he decided it was going to be so necessary to leave OKC. Like we still didn't have a nice little team going for ourselves. That's one thing. But it just pleased me to see LeBron just sliding across the court. But can't hit him with that jab
That
step.
was ridiculous.
That blessed.
So I did see on Twitter somebody said he got shifted into early retirement.
Yeah, he got shifted twice into an early retirement. The first time, KD hit him with a jab, and LeBron went ready for the jab, and KD ran.
No,
fast.
he did not. He slipped on that one.
Oh,
You talking about when he went baseline and dunk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but even
LeBron
if he
slipped.
did,
There was no
step
jab.
on that one,
I was
that boy
up
Steph
and
hit
down
him with
my
that
room for that,
in and out, and
That
LeBron
was so
wasn't ready
funny.
for the in and out. LeBron was anticipating that Steph Curry step back.
Right.
So when he got the Steph Curry in and out, it came back this way. LeBron would know to be found. And Steph hit him with that.
Oh no,
Nice.
no! I seen it.
Hold on. Gerard, left-hand assassin. Tell us what were some of the highlights you thought of? Give us a quick recap of what you thought of for Game 1.
It was decent. I didn't expect the Warriors to play as they did, and then the whole playout period was a letdown, especially coming from the Cavs and how they played as a team and individual, but they did not do as good as I thought it would.
Yeah, they ran off the 3-point line a little too much because they live in basic principles of basketball. You always stop the ball on the fast break. But they said, "Oh, we gonna cut off the 3-point line." Then KD up there dunking, and he had like 4 or 5 dunks just doing that.
Did you see what
Too many
KD
open
went
lanes.
coast to coast with no defense at any point?
Yeah, Double R, talk to me. What was just some of your what was your overview of the game one?
I mean, I guess the game was all right for the Warriors, but in the first half, the Cavs were doing okay, but then in the second half, it sort of just went down.
Yeah, because they was only down 8 at halftime. People forget that, and they was playing terrible, and they were only down 8 points.
The 13-0 run killed them. You can't
Yeah.
let go to state on runs.
The thing
Yeah.
is, though, every time I think of game one, I think of Draymond grabbing LeBron's arm and making it a foul.
Yeah, no,
But that
he
was
did do
that was funny. Draymond.
That's something LeBron would do in the same thing. You know, he would sell a contact like that. Hourglass, talk to me.
It's your boy Hourglass here. You know, it was,
Hourglass, you ever say that again, you'll never be on another podcast. I'm telling you that now.
Wow. Well, game one was entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
but I wish the Cavs would have played a little better than how they did last night. But you know what? Overall, it was entertaining. I didn't see much. Fell asleep.
I feel you. J Boogie without the hoogie, talk to me.
All right, let's just say I just knew this game was gonna come. Let's say 10 days rest. They went and swept out San Antonio. Got a chance to sit back, relax, and watch Cleveland go to work on Boston. So they sat back and relaxed for 10 days. So of course they're gonna come out full of energy. Then you let the lane open with KD. And what KD gonna do? The long months. What he gonna do? Just come in and dunk. So it's just like, hey, I told y'all folks it was gonna happen. Harrison Barnes not there no more. It's Kevin Durant now. What's gonna happen? Straight buckets.
That's also true. I agree with you on that. My quick recap was, I'm looking at some of the stats here. My biggest thing was when I looked at the whole, as a whole, I saw, this is a stat I saw on TV. This is something else right here. I'm looking up at the screen. But I think the difference in the game, for one, was Cleveland's defense. I definitely know they won't play like this game two. There's no way they're going to, let them do what they did. Now, I will say the refs did let them kind of play in that first half, which I was kind of happy about. They let them go back and forth. It was good. It was a great first half. And this is, I can honestly say, this game here, and maybe one of the Milwaukee Bucks games during the season, is the only 2 games during the playoffs when they play Toronto, was only one of the 2 games that I fully watched, like from beginning to end of the playoffs. To go back to what you were saying, left-handed assassin. I didn't really watch a lot of the playoffs. I would just watch, the highlights and the scores at the bottom of the ticker.
Right.
But one thing I did notice that Golden State only had 4 turnovers. They had 2 in the first half. There was 2 in the first half and then 2.
So they had one in the first
No, they
half.
had one in the first half.
The only one they had in the first half was
the
Draymond's
offensive foul for.
That's right. And then they only ended up with that. And I think, who was it? Steph played with no turnovers. KD didn't have a turnover. And
I think Dre had 2.
Dre had 2 and Clay had 1.
Yeah.
I think Sean
Livingston had 1.
yeah. And so then flip side, Golden State also had 18 more shots than Cleveland. You can't do that. And then Cleveland had 20 turnovers or 20 plus turnovers. And I think that right there, they can't get the job done.
Is it just
Can't
me
do
that
that.
Kyrie look a little shaky?
And assists.
Kyrie look like he was.
I mean, he got his buckets offensively, but I don't know.
I mean, he scored and all, but the way he was dribbling, it was like he was trying to break somebody down.
Yeah.
Like he was trying his hardest. Like he was a my part player. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, because they did end up with 20 turnovers.
I mean, gotta kiss some ankles.
20 to 4.
Timeout. How do y'all feel about that 4-point play?
Hold on, Draymond Green had the 2 turnovers, and Stephen Curry had the 2 turnovers.
Oh,
That was it.
Yeah.
you hear that?
That's what I thought too. But anyway, all right. So, quick question to ask you guys as we transition to the next topic. What do you guys think Cleveland is going to have to do better? What adjustments do you think Cleveland is going to have to make for Game 2?
Make Clay shoot the ball.
No, not even let Clay shoot. You gotta find a way to stop KD. It's a must. They
The
gotta.
way you stop KD is don't let him shoot.
First
They
off,
can
they
pass the ball
got
to
to bring
Clay.
their defense up because how they play, letting them get all them wide open lanes to the basket, that's unacceptable.
But see, look, you know something? They learned that last year to stop the 3-line first. But see, now KD's there. KD can shoot and draw.
Drive
So
at the same time. You're
Well,
right.
Harrison Barnes.
They
can
still
drive,
got they
he
got to
can't
learn how to
shoot.
double team
Because
though. They
Mark
should have
can
learned
shoot.
that last year
That's what I
too.
just said. Harrison Barnes can drive. He just can't shoot.
say that's the different monster with KD on the team.
But you ain't got. That's what I'm saying. It don't start with KD. It starts with Klay Thompson. The way Golden State been playing all playoffs, basically, leaves Klay Thompson is the forgotten person on the court. And you could tell when he getting wide open 3-pointers and he missing them, that's got to him. He got cold. He got a little rusty.
But let's be honest. Do you think Klay Thompson's going to be? He's going to have 4 bad games from shooting.
I didn't say four bad games, but I'd rather have cold Klay shooting than hot KD shooting. That's just me.
Are you
Me
crazy?
too.
Because both of them can streak. Both of them shooters can streak.
That's why I asked about. Do you think he's going to have 4 bad games?
I didn't say
Both of them
four.
can
I
streak.
didn't say four. Clay's gonna be. It's gonna take him some time to get back the way he used to.
I don't know. I just know Cleveland definitely going to play better defense.
And they didn't do what I said yesterday. They didn't body up on Steph.
Oh no, LeBron was all in Steph Grill. Steph just.
And one thing I noticed on those pick and rolls, LeBron definitely was not being able to play like man up coverage, 1-on-1 coverage. He kept trying to sag off and help because he was ready to come over in weak side and help a lot, but they couldn't. Cleveland couldn't figure out the right thing to do.
Zaza was eating last night. I'm sorry.
I
give props to Zaza.
It all starts with turnovers. Golden State the best transition team in the league. Transition offense. So Cleveland keep turning
Zaza
that
ate
ball up.
last night.
You know you can do about that.
Zaza and JaVale McGee was eating last
It looks
night.
too good.
So let's take a look at. Let's see KD's numbers. KD he finished the game.
38
points.
38. He shot 54% from the field. He shot 50% from 3-point line, 3 for 6. And he went 88% percent from the free throw line. He only missed 1 free throw, 7 for 8.
8 boards, 8 assists.
And he had 9. Well, on here they got him on NBA.com. They got him with 9 rebounds and 8 assists.
Even better.
So yeah, it was close to triple double. Who has to step up for Cleveland other than LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love?
J.R. Smith.
Why you say Kyle Korver? Hourglass.
I say Kyle Korver because I don't know. I just say Kyle Korver.
If Kyle Korver, if LeBron's,
Somebody gotta step off the
come
bench.
on, bro, come on.
Go ahead. Do
Let him talk.
If LeBron is gonna do what LeBron does, Kyle Korver's gonna be. He's not gonna get minutes where he's gonna impact the game enough to change this. It gotta be J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is on the court. They're leaving J.R. Smith open. He's not hitting his shot. They're daring J.R. Smith to score. They're not letting LeBron and Kyrie do it. And he wasn't doing it yesterday. After that first 3-pointer, he was cold.
So somebody off the bench got to step up. It got to be somebody off the bench because just the starters can't score.
Yeah, I always go with the narrative that role players play better at home. So I feel like Kyle Korver, they'll play better in Cleveland than they will.
And Darren Williams, he looked
Oh, he was
He
real
looked
shaky.
old.
He was real
He
shaky.
looked
last
very
night.
old. Him and Richard Jefferson look very old out there. They were
Why they
falling for
running
head
pick
fakes.
and rolls, Richard
Just
Jefferson?
stay on the Brooklyn Nets.
True.
Oh,
Why is
little
Richard
Brooklyn
Jefferson?
Nets?
Why Richard Jefferson running pick and roll? That's my question.
Oh, I was telling somebody this earlier. The Atlanta sports curse is still in effect because if you didn't know, the reason why I say that, if you look back in history, any person that's just about almost a bunch of people in all sports that if you play for any Atlanta team, 9 times out of 10, when you leave an Atlanta team, you win a championship like a couple years after. And I can name them all off if I wanted to.
Ooh.
Deion Sanders, he won 2 after he left the Falcons.
Sheesh.
David Justice did it in baseball. Jason Terry did it in basketball. Now we're about to have it again with Zaza. Brett Favre left the Falcons, and so it doesn't matter what the sport is.
Well, Brett Favre didn't
And now we have Zaza and Kyle Korver. So
Brett
we have
Favre
one
never really
on
got a
each side.
chance to win a ring with the Falcons.
But it still goes with the narrative. He left an Atlanta team, and now he won a championship. It's just how it
You
is.
trying to make me feel bad, ain't you, Dane?
Pretty much.
We ain't talking about football right now.
I ain't trying to talk about football. I'm just saying in general. Like, It's basketball too. It's a whole bunch of teams that play for players that play for the
I'm a
Hawks.
Hawks fan.
But I'm just saying, it's a whole bunch of people that play for the Hawks and left the Hawks. And as soon as they left the Hawks, they won a championship.
But Zaza wasn't as soon as he left the Hawks.
Excuse me.
It wasn't as soon as Zaza left the
It
Hawks.
doesn't matter. It's as soon as you,
Because
just
Zaza
when you
was-
leave Atlanta, you get a championship. But
Joe Johnson never gonna win a ring.
He might be.
you never know. He was real close.
Who was still in Brooklyn?
No.
Brooklyn is not going to get a
Hey,
ring.
you
no
see-
Y'all shouldn't have traded y'all picks to Boston. That's what you shouldn't be mad about. You shouldn't be mad about nothing else but trading y'all future away to Boston.
For what?
I'm mad both then.
There you go. I'm glad you said that. Then you need to be. That's what you need to be mad at. And I'll tell you the exact person you need to be mad at. Billy King. He was y'all general manager. He traded all of that for. Oh yeah, he don't know.
He not
He
picking
don't
none
know.
of this up.
That's
I'm picking
hourglass.
everything, right?
That's hourglass.
Hourglass.
So
Reverse line.
repeat what Daniel just said.
Why?
Why should y'all be mad? Who should you be mad at?
He said Billy something.
And why should y'all?
Good night.
Why should you be mad at him?
I'm gonna tell you everything, bro. I'm gonna tell you.
And that's what I figured. So anything else we want to talk about as far as game one?
Most definitely.
Go ahead. Talk to him, FPG.
Why is Sean Livingston the same height as half of Cleveland Forwards?
Oh,
That's just been bothering me like all day. Sean Livingston is a 6'7", 6'8" point guard. Point guard.
LeBron is 6.
Oh yeah, he's standing neck and neck with LeBron.
He's in neck and neck with Kevin Love. He was guarding Kevin Love last night.
Oh my god.
He didn't point guard.
Point guard. If he never would have had that leg injury, Sean Livingston would be the nastiest guard in the league. I'm sorry.
Really would.
He could be
Possible.
next Magic Johnson.
He's unstoppable.
Skills.
6'8" point guard.
He can't shoot though.
But he get that skill.
Who will stop him from getting to the rim? You can't even stop me from getting to the rim. You definitely stop Sean Livingston.
How did I know that was coming?
Son?
I knew that was coming.
One right now.
You all I got to say is ain't none of y'all in the NBA.
Say I just
There we go.
In the NBA, you can't talk.
We talking about.
Can't talk, yeah.
That's my thing. You gotta be something if you made the NBA. If you made the NBA, you better than the average Joe. You might not start. You might not even get your PT in one game. But if you make the NBA period.
But there's a lot of players who made the NBA who shouldn't make it. Who shouldn't have been drafted.
But they
LeBron.
had talent though.
LeBron.
He never was drafted in the NBA.
He played in the NBA.
He played for the summer league team.
He played in the NBA, so he should never made it.
But
He didn't play in the NBA.
it's a lot of players who get drafted or who get signed on.
Give me an example.
Any of them do. No, I can't think of like particular names
I need an example.
as an example.
So I know you standing on.
Dominique Jones,
For who?
OKC.
What about him?
He's not there no more.
What does that
He
mean?
played a season in OKC, but the same year Dominique Jones played. I don't remember what the dude's name was, but he was averaging like 18, 8, and 7 in college, and didn't get drafted. And after that, he decided he's gonna give up on basketball. And he went to pursue the rest of his education. But Dominique Jones, who OKC drafted, and then Dominique Jones actually started for like 20 something games, and then while he was starting, he wasn't making any impacts. He got benched and then he fell off.
Hold that thought. Go.
Right. That's where Jeremy Lamb. That's when we got Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb's another example. I'm sure there's plenty of people who could have made a bigger impact in the league than Jeremy Lamb has made right now. He don't play on 2-3 different teams, and I don't think he's averaged any more than 10 points a game in his career. But he was like one of the top shooting guards coming out of this.
But think about it. If you pull him and have him play somewhere else, and what I mean by somewhere else, I'm talking about like in the NBA, taking out NBA and play in a mom and pop league, he probably would dominate. My thing I agree more with what Left Hand Assassin said. You have to show there has to be some kind of talent.
I mean, I know
And some kind of something there. And 9 times out of 10, if it's like, to your example, if somebody's like the 13th, 14th person on the team, basically what they did, they showed that they had more heart than whoever else was still on the roster. They were willing to sacrifice a role and be able to do stuff, the little stuff. And that's what I say, that's what I try to, because, me being a coach, that's what I try to tell everybody. Everybody can't be Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond,
LeBron.
Kobe, Kyrie.
somebody got to be
LeBron.
JaVale.
T-Mac.
It's not even somebody got to be JaVale. It's somebody that's got to be willing to accept the role lesser than what they normally would think it is. And trust me, I know it's probably the hardest thing in the world to do if you're coming from Like, prime example, like Karl Malone. Karl Malone was, what, number 3 all-time scorer when he was with Utah. And then all of a sudden, he chased the ring. He had to literally be, go from number 1 to number 2 option. Well, number 1 because you had John Stockton was 2, but he went from number 1 to be, number 4, number 5 when he was older and came down to the Lakers. My point to that is, it's all about accepting a role that's given to you. A lot of you guys, and I'm talking about the younger generation when it comes to playing basketball, you guys aren't willing to accept the role. Sometimes you guys think you're bigger than the role than what it is. Now, need I mind you, if I'm Damon Jones, did I say his name right? Dominique Jones, I'm sorry. If I'm Dominique Jones and I have the chance to live out my dream and play in the NBA, and they say all I need you to do is box somebody out and get a rebound and pass it for outlet pass, I'm gonna do that to live out my dream. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a little bit bigger than I can. I know on the surface it looks like, oh, they haven't developed into the player that you thought it was gonna be, and it doesn't seem like they're really doing nothing. But at the same time, do you know how much work it took to get to where they at? Because as you said, Jeremy Lin's been traded 2-3 times now. He could easily be out of the league, and it's hard to get back in once you out of the league.
That's what's that man's name? Mike Beasley. Mike Beasley
Was in and out of the
in
league.
and out.
Like OJ Mayo, I think he'll never get a chance now.
yeah.
He'll never get a chance to be back in the league. And he was an okay 6th, 7th, 8th man off the bench. Because I remember he was 1/6, then he started declining. But
He got picked higher than Westbrook.
it's harder to maintain and stay in the league. And that's why I try to tell everybody the beautiful thing about basketball in general, and I know we kind of sidetracked, but it's all about coming together and accepting a role. And I was listening to something that somebody said, I was watching Open Court, and they were talking about generations of basketball. And I would say that you guys' generation, because this is you guys' generation of basketball, because I'm older now and I can watch it and reflect, but I was the 90s kid. Like, I watched basketball in the late 80s, but I really didn't know what it was because I was still young. But 90s, I saw all the 90s, and then 2000s. 90s is what I really grew up on. 2000s is what, I was semi-adult on. And they had more developed role players than what we have now in the NBA, from what I've seen. Because you just had, and I call them specialists. You don't really have a lot of specialists in this league.
Steve Kerr.
Yes, people that literally they were best at what they did. I feel like now you don't really have a lot of specialists. Like, I would consider Tristan Thompson, he would be a specialist.
Rebounding.
Because all he does is clean the glass. He gets offensive rebounds. I.e. Dennis Rodman type. May not be Dennis Rodman, but a Dennis Rodman type. Only other person I can see as another specialist is what's his name? Yeah, Anthony Morrow. Anthony Morrow type would fit in good. Kyle Korver would be a specialist.
How about Hassan Whiteside or Rudy Gobert?
Whiteside is the Heat. Whiteside's not a specialist. He does everything.
Yeah, he does a little. Because he kind of has to. Now Gobert, I would have him a specialist because he does a little bit more on the defensive side than anything else. But anything else? Because we can deter this conversation for.
Oh, I was gonna say, what can y'all expect from Game 2?
Yeah. So what do you expect Game 2 result to be?
I think LeBron's not gonna lose. He's not gonna drop 2. He might lose. LeBron's not gonna drop 2 by 20 plus. So I think it's gonna be a bit closer than again.
Okay.
I felt
So who you got winning Game 2?
Warriors.
Give us an overview and then tell us who you think gonna win.
Well, first off, like I said, the Cavs got to step up. So I expect the game to not be as far as it was the first game, because going into the second half, they fell off tremendously. The score started boosting. They was getting tired. They looked very, like you said, very old out there. So I know second game.
That's exactly what's gonna kill them this whole series.
Second game, they're going to step up. They're not gonna. They're gonna look at that play that they did the first game, and they're gonna learn from it, especially learn from it. And so I know they're gonna step up. But I'm still gonna have to say the Warriors.
I'm going with the Cavs.
So what do you expect from Game 2?
I feel like the Cavs are going to try a lot harder in this game to defend the Warriors, especially Kevin Durant. But I know they're going to do a whole lot better than they did in Game 1.
Hourglass.
Same thing what he said.
Who you got winning?
Huh?
Who you got winning?
I'll do my overview first.
Okay.
Like the Cavs, I know they're gonna step up more. They're not gonna be as far away as they was last game. So I'm gonna have to go with the Cavs.
Jay Boogie.
I'm just gonna have to stick with my guns and say Golden State, because this is exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna try to focus all the attention on Kevin Durant. Then somebody else gonna get a streak, as is Stephen Curry, who did not back out the picture last night and still came up and hit big shots. So Stephen Curry
Can't
might
take that sleeve off, dude.
I texted Daniel before the game. I was like, Chef Curry, chill with that sleep. And he said he heard the elbow. I said, I guess I can win that ball.
Okay, so I could say somebody like Steph might get hot. Clay might have a big game next game. This might be Clay open up.
Right.
This might be this might be
Go ahead.
this might be Dre big. You know remember how in Game 7 when Dre came out, hit 5 straight threes. Dre might do that.
Yeah, because honestly, yeah, you're right. Because Dre and Clay didn't have. They were combined for like 2 for 15, I think, or 3 for 15. They didn't have good games. I know Draymond barely shot a lot. He took a couple shots.
I think Draymond 100%.
He missed a whole bunch of shots. Well, let me look at the stat sheet. I can look at the stat line right now. Yeah, Draymond. Well, he had 9 points. He was 3 for 12.
He took 12 shots?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 for 12, and Clay was 3 for 16
Oh my God.
with 6 points. Yeah, so they combined for what's 12 and 16.
28.
That's 28. They was
6 for 28.
6 for 28, and that is terrible percentage.
6 for 28 for 15 points.
6 for 28. They were 21% from the field.
So like I said, do they have a great warm up and they just might come out there.
But then you still got to get them the ball.
You can get them the ball. Stephen Curry would pass the ball around.
Yeah, them down screens that they were setting.
Yes, the problem ain't whether or not they're going to get the ball passed to him. Is can they get the shot.
Oh, yeah.
Clay was having a hard time getting that shot that he wanted.
Clay was open a lot in the corner.
But you kept seeing Steph was trying to get Clay going the whole night. He kept giving him the ball. Clay kept running into JR right in front of him. So he was having to go to the left hand. That's when he kept driving and trying to step back, and it wasn't falling.
True. Do you know they have design plays, like you know how in basketball coaches will tell you to run the lanes and then you go for the layups. Do you know they have design? Watch Golden State. Now that I said this, on
I watched that last night.
On fast breaks, they run straight to the corners. Notice that, you're taught usually to run the lanes to go lay it up. Watch them; they've run straight to the corners.
I seen that with Steph ran straight to the corner and Clay ran to the other, and KD ran straight down the middle of the floor.
And they also have plays where they call it design down screens. And what I mean by down screens is they just have somebody standing like right there at the 3-point. Like a big man has like 1 foot on the 3-point line, 1 foot over the line.
I've seen that.
And they just curl right off of it. And when they curl off of it, they come right off the screen, and there's a pass right to them so they can shoot it.
That's how Steph got going last night.
There you go.
Wait, what's in this game?
Sunday. Yeah. It goes Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday,
So it skips a day.
Sunday, Tuesday.
It skips today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take.
It gets 2 days.
Except for
They get a 2-day break into the game.
Depends on the day. Because, like, from today, from yesterday to Sunday is 2 days. Mm-hmm. But then they turn around and play
Tuesday, Thursday.
Sunday to Tuesday. So that's only a 1 day break. There's only 1 day.
Depends.
So it depends usually. It was supposed to be you get
supposed to be a day
if
break.
it's supposed to be 2 days if you're traveling, like when it goes from game 2 to game 3. It's supposed to be a 2-day break in between those 2 days, and then a 1 day break for games like 3 to 4. And then when it goes from 4 to 5, that's when you're supposed to get a 2-day break. But they didn't. They do the final schedule a little bit different, and only the Sunday games are the times are at 8 o'clock. The weekday games they're 9 o'clock. I don't know why they did that.
I really feel like because I like how JaVale and Zaza played last night with the defense and the rebounding. Cause they both did good. JaVale did good coming off the bench. Zaza did.
He had some good blocks, even though he got dunked on.
Tristan sent Tristan right off the glass. I said,
Oh yeah, JaVale did get a little
He got a little nasty last night.
No, I'm talking about LeBron. LeBron came.
Oh yeah, he
Javale decided he wouldn't get out the way.
He jumped late. He shouldn't have jumped at all. If he would have just waited, he'd have been all right. He could just got him a dunk, but he jumped late. But that's on him. My overview, I know Cleveland's definitely going to step up. I feel like the game should definitely be a lot better. I ain't going to say a lot better. They just got to play better. And I think the score will be a little closer. Hopefully it'll be, back and forth, good back and forth throughout the whole game. Because like I said, I'm with you. I need them to make up for the playoffs in the regular season, because this is what we was told from day one of the regular season, that it was gonna be just Cleveland and what's name. Oh, this last thing before I go. All right, so I saw a couple tweets back and forth through the different fan bases. This is what I saw after game one. Y'all tell me which one are y'all feeling, and this will be it for the podcast.
I was gonna ask a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Do y'all think that the winner of the game one is the winner of the series?
No.
Because most
I
people
don't
feel that
think
way.
so.
Most definitely not.
I know they have a 75% chance to win it all, but I don't think.
I think the Warriors gonna win game 1 and 2. Cats gonna win 3 and 4. Warriors gonna win 5. Cats gonna win 6 and 7.
So you got Cavs and 7?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
Most definitely not. Because
I'm telling you, it might be over in 5.
So based on the fan bases I saw, all the Warrior fans were happy, but a lot of the Cleveland fans kept saying one or two things. One, they kept saying, "Oh, they have 4 All-Stars," and they don't remember that Cleveland has 4 All-Stars because it's K-Love, LeBron, Kyrie. People forget Kyle Korver was an All-Star last year.
Oh yeah.
They forget that he was an All-Star last year. So
you can still count Tristan.
and
Count Tristan as one too.
yeah.
He started too.
So, I mean,
Kyle Korver did start the All-Star.
Yeah, he started. That's what I said. He was an all-star.
and there you go. So that's what I said. People, Cleveland fans forget about that though. But I ain't saying nothing. And they also said it's just game 1. And it was funny because I made a tweet. I said the same Cavs fans that are saying game 1, it's just game 1, are the same Cavs fans that said had they won in the same fashion, Golden State won. Those are the same fans that would say, "Oh, we about to sweep the Warriors in the finals."
That's how Cavs and Warriors fans are.
Exactly. So they were going to say the same thing had that.
This is an intense rivalry now. This is an intense rivalry.
Well, I still would say.
Call them a rivalry.
I would still say. Yeah, okay. I'll give you the title of it a rivalry. I'll give it a rivalry now because one team won, the other team won, and now so it is a rivalry.
On 2K, they got the Warriors rivals as the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Spurs.
Yeah, I think that 2K18, I bet you they'll have it.
They had Golden State all voted. No.
Yeah.
No, Golden State's Cleveland.
I know what I'm saying. They had Golden State voted and Cleveland all voted.
Since we said 2K, this last question, and I promise we're done this one. If we know Kyrie is on the cover of 2K18, last time he was on the cover, he was on Live 14. But if let's say Kyrie, let's say we're gonna take him off for now. Who else do you think should have made the NBA? Who could have been in the running to be on the 2K18
my man
cover?
Westbrook.
Well, I give it Russell.
I give him Russell.
They finna quit leaving my man off the cover. NBA Live. Nobody buy NBA Live. Nobody see that cover. Put him on 2K.
To be honest, you want to know something? You don't want the 2K cover. Because he's going to have a bad season. That happens every time.
No, it doesn't.
This ain't Madden.
No. I'm going to say this.
Okay.
PG barely made the playoffs, right? Did LeBron win the ring his year?
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
KD got hurt, right?
Okay, so he ain't winning the ring. I ain't worried about that.
That's a good point.
KD got hurt when he was on there.
That's a good point.
Okay, see, not winning the ring with the team they got right now. I just want to see Westbrook get some triple doubles.
But he ain't arguing what you talking about. He just made a good point that
he made a good point, but the points he made, do Russell Westbrook, they ain't winning the ring.
What? I said you don't want Russell on the cover.
That's all he said. Did LeBron win the ring that year? That's not gonna happen. Westbrook barely made the playoffs. I said PG barely made the playoffs.
PG barely made the playoffs.
Westbrook barely making the playoffs. So that's already happened.
This way. Did LeBron win the ring the year
that was the last year he had the streak.
Okay, did KD tore some of his leg the year he was on there, right?
I remember that.
It was actually the
13.
Foot, yeah,
it was 15. 2K15.
Okay, who else was on there?
2014, 15.
When Curry was on there, did he win the ring that year? With Curry, AD, James Harden, all three of them, what happened? AD didn't make the playoffs. James Harden got swept And then what happened? Did they blow a 3-1 lead?
James Harden then blew the 3-1 lead because they was up over the Clippers. No, that's right. They
got swept by
the Clippers was up 3-1 and they choked against Houston that year. You're right. God, dog, that's a good observation.
But like I said,
and first of all, you didn't acknowledge that he had a good point. You just jumped right in.
I said that when you said that. I said he got a good point. That don't have nothing to do with Westbrook. And I started explaining that he cut me off without giving the points I'd already addressed.
But basically what he's saying is if Russell Westbrook would be on 2K18, based off the logic he said, don't expect Russell Westbrook to have a good year.
The tremendous season he just had.
I mean, he's not winning the ring. There go your LeBron theory. He barely making the playoffs anyway with the team he got. There go your PG theory. He not winning the ring. They already blowing 3-1 leads anyway.
You're giving the fact of the injury.
There go Curry. Can I finish my? Just saying. You can write down my list. You won't let me finish my list. If Westbrook,
but you did cut him off just to say what you said. And it's kind of not. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's the second time to give him my list. And you cut me off.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, come on.
But you cut him off too, though.
Yeah.
But you get down, somebody cut you off, and you cut somebody else off.
But he's still up one.
Okay.
So technically, he's still taking the L.
No.
Yeah. If he's
that's
still,
how you feel about it. But
he's still up.
Go ahead and finish.
I don't even want to finish. We can talk about this after the podcast.
Anyway, so my question, another presenter. I said this was my last one, but I thought of another question as you guys was rambling back and forth. Let's say Golden State. This is just a projection. Mm-hmm. Let's say Golden State, not even sweep, but wins in 5, wins every game, 20+ points. What message does that send to the rest of the NBA?
Go get you another superstar.
Watch out.
What message does they have to send to the rest of the
I'm asking you a question.
You gotta make a super team.
Okay. You gotta get you a superstar.
Hey, you gotta learn from what.
Go get another superstar.
Go to the Spurs.
Did y'all see what Chris Paul said about the Spurs move? Possibly.
He's gonna seriously think about it.
I
don't think Chris Paul will fit in.
Chris Paul's not gonna make the Spurs super team either. That's just my opinion. Chris Paul's not.
I'm gonna say this. I feel I'm with Stephen A. Smith with this. And guess what? I'm gonna show you 2 reasons why Papa not getting another ring.
So just show me the 2 reasons, bro. You ain't have to.
Golden State, and you still got Marcus Aldridge, and Chris Paul is not gonna change nothing. LaMarcus have not been on no winning team since when?
You said Golden State.
Yes, Golden State's not gonna fall off nowhere no time soon. As long as I got Stephen Curry, they're not going nowhere.
So the Spurs get their own super team, that can't be Golden State.
No.
So the Spurs who are already beating Golden State 2 games a season.
In the regular season, playoffs is a different monster.
Well, we also got to keep in mind Kawhi Leonard didn't play in the playoffs. He got hurt 6 minutes into the third quarter in Game 3, and never came back. I mean, the third quarter of Game 1, and never came back for the series.
But
so they never really had a valid chance to beat the Warriors. If the Spurs get another superstar, Gary Popovich is probably one of the best coaches still alive in basketball. I'm pretty sure they could run with the Warriors.
But ultimately, running with the Warriors and beating them is two different things. Right? Ultimately, could that get them over the hump? That's what we're asking.
Yes, that's what I said. He said he don't have a chance.
That's how I feel. If he feels
Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant just said he's not going nowhere.
That's not what he said. He said he's willing to take less. He didn't say he's going to. He was willing to take less on OKC too. And what happened? Gone.
He's looking for Hall of Fame. If he need a ring,
have a ring attached to it. I don't think he's gonna be leaving.
I'm not saying he's going to. What Jay's making based on all his stuff on what Kevin Durant says. Kevin Durant never said he was going to stay. He said he'd be willing to stay.
You wanna know something? I kind of figured after y'all choked that 3-1 lead that he was going there.
Why you gotta make this personal, bro?
I felt
every time we hit a podcast, he bring up 3-1 league or 25-point Super Bowl league. Why everything gotta be personal, Jay?
Well, I'm not trying to make it.
If I bring up LeBron taking his talents back to Cleveland, you gonna get upset, ain't you?
Guess what?
Or Dwayne Wade taking his talents back to Chicago.
You wanna know something?
He never went to Chicago.
He just went up there. He just went home.
Dwayne Wade going home.
Guess what? Once again, LeBron had to come down to South Beach to get a ring. He couldn't get a ring up there in Cleveland first, right? Okay, he had to go down. He had to go down south to get stuff from Pat Riley, right?
And Kevin Durant had to go to State to get a ring, didn't he?
So he won already? So he beating the team that you just said is going to win by 7?
It's only game 1.
Yeah.
You just said if Kevin Durant wins a ring, he had to go to State to get a ring.
But you want to know something?
I can say the same thing about KD.
But you want to know something? LeBron talked away to say, I'm coming down to South Beach to get a ring.
LeBron talked to Draymond and Curry for the whole season last year. Westbrook knew about it.
You mean KD?
Yeah,
You said
KD,
LeBron.
KD talked to KD and Draymond are already best friends. They were testing each other through the whole series. Westbrook already said he knew about that. They've been testing each other. Kevin Durant said they've been testing each other. Draymond Green.
That's a grown man.
Draymond Green,
Who
Steph
cares?
Curry. Now, see, Jay, when you make a point, it's all right. And then I make a point, you want to
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, let's end the podcast, bro. He'll make me mad. And I'm gonna say some choice things on the air. So let's just go ahead and end the podcast. We can see the conversation off the air.
Now, all I can say is I don't know where your stance is. You come in. It seems like you like OKC more than you think, instead of just all about being Westbrook.
Yeah.
Because if it was more, you would have phrased it different. Because you were. But anyway, that's just me listening to y'all conversation on the outside looking in. Now, I brought that last question up to you guys about if the Warriors were to win in blowout fashion, what message did that send to the league? I said that because a team like my team, that the Lakers, like, we're rebuilding from the ground up.
Right.
And what chance do we have?
The Lakers are going to the playoffs this year.
No, we're not. We're still like 2 years away from getting to the playoffs.
If y'all get PG, y'all going. I'm sorry.
No, I don't. But even if, let's say we do get a Paul George, are the Lakers even ready to face a Golden State?
They're not ready, but they're making
Not
good
yet.
money.
You'll go back into the playoffs. I'll let you go to the playoffs.
Y'all not gonna win the
You're not
series.
here.
Y'all not
Listen.
winning the series, but
Listen,
Y'all can get y'all can get a broom, but y'all gonna go.
but I understand that. I guess you can say we can get the. So let me ask you this: what would it take to get OKC over the hump to beat Golden State in the playoffs?
Two more superstars.
Would they? Who's willing to come to play with Russell Westbrook?
That is true, boy. Because
That's the next question I'd ask you. Who's willing?
I mean, I'm sure
who's
there's
willing?
people who are willing to play with Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's not a selfish player. I've seen that. Westbrook's not completely selfish. He's selfish, but he's not a completely selfish player. I think Westbrook would be willing to make a sacrifice.
So my question is, in this generation, in you guys' generation, which relationship is he willing to nurture? Because think about it like this: Enes Kanter can only take him so far. You know, Enes Kanter was like a Westbrook disciple. He'd do anything basically. Him and Adams would do anything. So and Victor Oladipo, they develop a friendship. Who outside of the league do you see Russell Westbrook really developing a friendship with? Because remember when it was an All-Star weekend, Russell was doing pretty much his own thing.
I mean,
And in this you guys' generation, it's who you friends with.
I mean, for one thing, this probably won't happen, but Westbrook and James Harden are still best friends. So if they were to reunite, that would work. Because they're still pretty good friends.
that's
Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose are still pretty good friends. I mean, Derrick Rose could come down there and be a backup point guard. I'm not saying he needs to, because Derrick Rose knees ain't holding up. I would be upset if I see OKC sign Derrick Rose. That's just me. Pretty gay.
Rudy Gay's gonna get y'all over the hump against Golden State.
Nope.
I'm just asking.
We don't need more than one player to get over the hump. I'm just saying we gotta start something.
I don't say I despise Rudy Gay. I'm just not a fan of Rudy Gay. So when everybody repeats his name, I'm like, he's an overpaid Joe Johnson. Like when Joe Johnson was in his prime, that's what Rudy Gay is right now.
I still have yet to see Rudy Gay prom. I promise. I still have yet to prom.
Because Gordon Hayward can get his own buckets, but he can still let other people work too. We see that in Utah. Gordon Hayward is Gordon Hayward's the face of Utah, but we still seeing Joe Johnson is leading the team in scoring in the playoffs. Rudy Gobert is leading the team in scoring in the playoffs. So I mean, Gordon Hayward, he's not selfish. I think Paul George and Russell Westbrook could work if they got together. That could work. I could actually see that being like a monster.
What about Blake?
No.
Y'all got connections.
Westbrook and Blake Griffin ain't gonna mix.
Blake Griffin want the ball too much. Blake want to come down to Miami.
Listen, no, everybody just. Only reason why people love to come to Miami is because of the weather
It's a nice
and the girls.
It's a nice franchise.
That's it.
Jay, if I had a contract offer from every team in the league except for the Warriors and the Cavaliers, Miami's not even gonna make my top 10. Miami's not even making my top 15.
Now, listen, I'm business wise. I'm gonna tell you why Miami will always be. In the picture.
You get your contract. You don't.
There's no state tax, so you get all your money. The weather, the location. Give Pat Riley. He is one of the better owners and better GMs and heads of basketball operations. I'll give him that. From a business standpoint, that's where Miami will always be in consideration. But until they get their pieces back around, which Spoelstra definitely deserved to be in Coach of the Year
Who
category.
did me in top two?
He definitely he's top 3. Remember, he's
Top
on the
two,
ballot.
yeah, I
He's
know.
on the
Top
ballot.
two, top
They only nominated 3,
Yeah.
so he made the 3.
No.
I'm just saying you can't give him top 2 when he already made the top 3.
Is it win like
Spoke for Coach of
31
the Year.
games in the second half?
Yeah, he had the best second half record out of all the teams. So with that being said, we'll end up this.
Spoke for the Coach of the Year.
You get Jay Boogie. Give us the final take.
What would the final take be about?
You get the last anything you wanted to be about. If not, I'll give it over to Nappy G.
I just feel like y'all really need to just stop sleeping on my Miami Heat. Y'all just really need to give us some credit in the traction that we're going into. Please believe in Hassan Whiteside and Gorgie Dragic.
Gorgon Dragic.
Gorgie, we call him Gorgie. You know the
You call him that.
Yep, I call him Gorgie.
Okay.
Well, Goran Dragic, just please believe in us with Justice Winslow and Josh Richardson and all that good stuff. Just come on down there to South Beach.
So you have him the final take.